All right, I got another public service announcement coming for you. I know you love these. And this is something you know about too, which it's funny how I do these and it's like, oh yeah, I know about that. And I'm like, I didn't even know this existed. So I like doing the show because I learn about new things. And I didn't realize that medicinal mushroom supplements were such a big thing.
Yeah.
In fact, when I saw this article, I kind of assumed they were talking about magic mushroom, like psilocybin microdosing or something.
For sure.
Because you hear about like the ketamine microdosing and, you know, medical marijuana and all that. It's like, oh, people are taking magic mushrooms for medical purposes. Cool. But this is about medicinal, not psilocybin, not magic mushrooms, but medicinal mushrooms. Is it real or is it hype? And I'm going to tell you all about it. So, as you probably know, mushrooms have been used in medicine for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. Ancient Chinese medicine, they love mushrooms. They're all about them. They talk about them all the time. And there's believed to be a lot of important health benefits that come from the various types of mushrooms because it has a lot of pharmacological actions when you look at like what's actually in them. They have anti-allergic, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antioxidative, antiviral, antidepressive, anti-hyperlipidemic, and anti-diabetic properties. Also, they're protective of the liver, the brain, the kidneys, and the bones. And also they have anti-tumor properties. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot. That's a lot to go over. So, specifically, which mushrooms are people taking? I had no idea. I'm not sure I could name. Well, actually, you know, the only reason this is going to make me sound like a total nerd, but I'm a nerd, so I'm cool with it. The only reason I know about different mushroom varieties is because I played this one video game where you have to pick like mushrooms and actually list the species.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's how I know about like fly antimantia and blue cap. It's like you go and you collect them.
What game was it?
It's like the Elder Scrolls, like Skyrim and Oblivion. Yeah.
I don't know.
Total nerd stuff. All right, so let's get back to the specific mushrooms and which ones people are taking to potentially help their health. So reishi is one which is thought to help with immunity, sleep, anxiety, and inflammation. Lion's mane, at least mushrooms
I know that one.
You do know that one. Okay, lion's mane is good for cognitive ability, memory, and nerves. Mm-hmm. Chaga. Don't know that one. Antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, also good for skin and gut. Cordyceps. Now, I'm going to sidetrack myself. Isn't cordyceps that one fungus that causes the bugs to become zombies? Remember we talked about cordyceps?
Yes, I remember that, but I don't.
I'm pretty sure it was cordyceps, and I'm pretty sure they also talk about cordyceps in that TV show, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I would eat the like zombie creating mushrooms, but cordyceps. Fun guy, yeah. Cordyceps is known to help with energy, endurance, libido, and oxygen uptake. Turkey tail.
And zombies.
And zombies, right. Turkey tail, immune function and anti-cancer properties. Maitake, blood sugar and immune. Shiitake, I know that one.
Yes.
I cook shiitake. That's good for heart health, immunity, and antiviral. So how do mushrooms work, right? Like what's in them that actually is causing these good things to happen? So they have beta-glucans, which I've heard of those. They actually stimulate immune cells. So that's like your macrophages, your NK cells, and your T helper cells. So that's good for like fighting either tumor or infection. Mm-hmm. Triterpenes, which are good for anti-inflammation and stress, like stress cortisol.
Okay.
Antioxidant properties, which we all know that oxidative damage is bad for our bodies. Neurogenic compounds, so things that help like your brain and your nerve growth factors. Okay, so how do you take these? Well, they have, just like when we were talking about the poo pills, they have all different ways you can take these. There's capsules, tinctures, powders, all kinds of ways that you can take these.
So I've taken them before.
Okay, so tell me all about it. Which ones do you take specifically?
I don't take them anymore.
Okay.
I used to.
Okay. Were you taking them for a
tinctures.
specific reason?
I honestly don't know what was in them.
One day you woke up and you were taking some
It
mushrooms.
wasn't me. It was me and my friend Catherine, and she came to stay with me for like 3 months, and so every morning we would make this little shot glass of mushroom tinctures, and she had like this like assortment, and every morning she would put the
So you were just taking them for overall health, not something specific?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure a lot of it was like anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety.
Did you notice any difference?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was happy, but I don't know.
You felt like you were doing something?
Yeah, it was like nice. It tasted like straight up dirt because that's what it was, brown. But
like
I mean,
straight up dirt.
But it was good. And then also my dogs have been taking mushroom powder. Like you put the mushroom powder over your dog's
Did your
food.
veterinarian prescribe that?
No, it's like it's FDA approved, but it's like I bought it
Yeah.
over a website because my little blue healer, he has like a tumor on his back, and
Okay.
he's very, very, very old, and he can't have surgery anymore.
So he's taking, let's see, which one was the anti-cancer one? It was turkey tail.
Maybe it's in there. I don't know.
Could be turkey tail.
Yeah, and so apparently it's supposed to like help with like fatty masses that dogs
Right.
get as they get older, and
Yeah.
cancer is causing things. But he's already
Has it helped?
It's already cancer, so I think it's more preventative, not treatment.
Gotcha. Well, as always, I did do the research on this to see, do these mushroom supplements actually do anything? So I had an idea of how this was going to go, and I was exactly right, because this is kind of how all these supplements go. There's no clear research. Well, there's none in like humans that's really good.
Okay.
What they do is they test it in animal models and they test it in test tubes. So in vitro versus in vivo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the vivo is animal studies. So in the animal studies and in the test tube studies, these compounds that are in mushrooms have been shown to be helpful.
Yeah, so theoretically they're supposed
Right,
to
and
be
that's
helpful.
how a lot of these supplements, when they say, oh, the research shows that this does this and that, yes, there is research out there, but there are no big studies where a human being actually took these things, and then there was another group of human beings that had the same issue and didn't take them, and the one group that took them had a much better outcome.
Right.
Like big studies like that don't exist. There was one study specifically looking at the anti-cancer properties of the mushrooms that had some pretty good data, but then there were other studies that showed it made no difference. So the data conflicted. And really the number of human studies out there is very, very, very small. So what can you say about the research on medicinal mushrooms? Well, like almost all supplements, it's like it's theoretically helpful, but there's not any solid data to show that it makes a notable difference.
Yeah.
Or the data conflicts. Maybe one study shows it's helpful, but another says it doesn't make a difference. So I kind of put mushrooms in with other supplements in that, yeah, theoretically they're helpful. Are they actually going to make a notable difference? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But are they harmful to take? No. I
Yeah.
mean, you can take them.
It'll
Nothing
just
bad's going to happen
taste like
to you.
dirt.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you take tincture.
your dirt shots every morning.
Yeah.
So, I think of comparatively to other supplements, I would probably give medicinal mushrooms a little bit of an edge. There is
It's a vegetable. Not a vegetable. It's like, healthy. It's part of a healthy diet.
Yeah.
It's a fungi.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, the nutritional benefits. Sure. I actually like
Yeah.
mushrooms. I eat mushrooms pretty commonly.
Yeah.
So, if you go into like taking medicinal mushrooms with like, oh, this is going to cure my cancer, or suddenly my depression's going to go away, probably not. If you're taking it as just kind of a general, I'm doing everything possible to be as healthy as I can, could it help you? Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's definitely the route that my friend was going whenever she was making me those shots.
Yeah.
It's just like overall wellness.
I also wondered if, you always hear about those people microdosing like ketamine. I wonder if they're microdosing psilocybin. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's what she was doing. That's why I was having all those weird dreams. I'm just kidding. Taking shots in the morning, not remembering where I am.
Yeah.
Real quick, y'all. Robert, he said, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but I think it's cordyceps.
Oh,
Something like that.
cordyceps?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the
Oh, that's
mushroom?
the one. Trey, we were talking about, I know you got your hands full in there. We were talking about the zombie fungus. You remember that one? Yeah.
He said that is the one that inspired
Is
The
it?
Last of Us. He
The
said, good
cordyceps,
job.
yeah.
Yeah, he said good job.
Yeah, I remembered something from one of my own segments. Yeah, I get a gold star. All right, I'm going to recap this one real quick, Trey, and we'll finish up. So today we were talking about medicinal mushrooms. Is it real or is it hype? Well, mushrooms have been used for medicinal purposes for centuries. Ancient Chinese medicine has used it forever, and it's still pretty popular, more popular in the Eastern Hemisphere than the Western Hemisphere, but we are seeing it in the United States from time to time. And there are a lot of different varieties of mushrooms that we went over in our full segment that have different potential health benefits. And some of the more important ones are potential anti-cancer properties, anti-inflammatory, overall health to like nerves and gut and bone. And so with everything, I like to look at the research and say, is there research out there that shows that this is beneficial? Because you will see these claims that, oh, this is research proven to be helpful. Well, most of the research done on medicinal mushrooms, like other supplements, is either test tube or animal models. There's not a lot of great human data out there. There are a few more with medicinal mushrooms than other types of supplements, so I will give it kind of like a little bit of advantage there. But the data sort of conflicts. There was one study that actually showed some pretty promising results with anti-cancer treatments. So that was kind of interesting, but then there were other studies that show it didn't make as big of a difference. So kind of my feeling with medicinal mushrooms is, yeah, I mean, theoretically they're helpful. There are some chemicals and properties in these mushrooms that have beneficial effects to our body with very minimal side effects. So I think it's totally okay to take them if you want, but I would definitely go into it with not having the idea that it's going to be some miracle cure, because there's not a lot of data to show that it makes a huge difference in our health. But is it worth taking? Maybe. Sarah took them. She said that, yeah, maybe it helps. Right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Maybe it helped. Yeah, I don't know.
I felt good.
I felt good. I felt like I was doing something, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that is all the time that we have for this week on Nip Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a like, follow us, leave us a comment, let us know what you want to talk about on our next episode, and we will see you then.
Bye.